Hey Capricorn, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for September 8th, 2022. This is for Capricorn. Last shuffle here for Capricorn. Let's see what we've got. And we have teacher and we have friends and colleagues. There may be someone that you're working with or that as your friend as well as a colleague. I almost said crossover. So this may be like a crossover person. Someone who gives you advice. Someone who is very wise, right? But they're also both, they're all things. They're a friend, they're someone that you can work with or you may work with or you used to work with, but they're also someone who is they're just very wise, right? And they have something to tell you. Knight of Swords and Eight of Cups, they have something to tell you here. They may have taught a lesson or told you something about walking away from things that just don't do you any good. They may be talking about that with you. Knight of Swords would be someone coming towards you to tell you something. They have something to say. Friends and colleagues, right, with the Four of Wands. And I mean, they may be very impulsive. This may be someone who is very chatty, or they may have, there's just a lot to say. Four of Wands with the friends and colleagues energy. This may be a celebration. There may be something to celebrate with you and a colleague or a friend. And this looks like you have either air, fire energy, or you have Aries here. Wow, okay. Spirit means what they're saying here. So there is someone coming towards you. So there could be it looks like really one person. So there may be one person in your life that wears many hats, right? They're going to tell you about how they were at some point, it may look like they were very burdened by something that they had to walk away from. Okay, and this may also be, I would say this, right, that you may be the teacher. You may be someone who has learned to walk away from things that do not serve you at all, that have overwhelmed you, very much so, heaped a lot on you. And a lot of it was, it looks as though these things, like once you walked away, you healed a lot more, you healed. But with the Fool energy here, this would tell me that you walked away from things that did not serve you. So when Fool is here, and that gives me an indication for sure that this is a burdensome thing, which means you may have dealt with it for a long time, because it takes a long time to accumulate the Ten of Wands. So this would say that this may be leaving behind old patterns of behavior, your past, your family unit kind of energy. You know, like how the Fool is a young individual that leaves behind his village kind of thing. Everyone's grown up there. This is your history. This is your culture. And he's walked away from it, or she, because it does not serve them. And they already know what they can become there. You already know that you either have 5 different things. You could be a bread maker, a stone gatherer, a this or that, right? And you're like, I know that life is bigger than that. I don't want to be those things. I want to be more. And I know that that's all I will be here. And there has to be more out there. Whatever's out there has got to be better than this. And so this may be you learning this, right? So as far as a teacher, you may be this person that is telling people, and if it's not someone in your life right now coming to you saying this will be you saying that life has taught me a great many things, which would be that I had to walk away from something, a lifestyle, a culture, a behavioral pattern, people, something like that just did not do me any good. They did not serve me. If anything, it gave me things I had to heal from. When the Knight of Swords is here, that gives that indication of like quickly getting, you know what I mean? I got to get away really quickly, but that's also someone who is speaking. So this would be something like that, telling someone this, or someone coming telling you about it, and they're teaching you something by their experience, because the Fool is oftentimes very successful by taking risks. And so this may be someone saying, I took a risk and walked away from everything I knew, and look at me now. Maybe walked away from a profession that they've built for a while, and they took a risk and went in another direction. Or this may be life just teaching you this, realizing that you are much more successful now than you were before. You had to walk away from something that you may have done for a long time, and now you are seeing success. Friends and colleagues aspect with Four of Wands and Four of Wands. Spirit is wanting you to know that you are rapidly reaching a place where you are going to celebrate your wins, right? You may experience some sort of some sort of accomplishment in your career. And it may be that you are working with someone that you may be working with someone that's not just a friend, but there's someone that you work, you know what I mean? There's someone that they're not just someone to work with. They're your friend. You guys are going to celebrate something together, and it may be some great accomplishment at work. Usually this card is about an accomplishment at work, right? Stuck energy with the Five of Wands and the Emperor. This stuck energy would be about what, with Five of Wands here and 10 of Wands, that would tell me that there may be, in some way, there may have been a power struggle, and the power struggle may have, it's like there may be a something where one person and another, this is between two, right? Or this could be within yourself, a power struggle about what it means to actually be in control or in charge, or this may be about how to be an effective leader. You're stuck on that, right? That could be an energy of that. And needing to push forward or push through whatever behaviors, because the Emperor combined with this teacher energy would be like whatever you learned in the past about being in control, or whatever you learned about being a boss or whatever, that is something that does not serve you anymore. So it may be a conflict within with the Five of Wands. That may be something where you're just going, I don't, the way that I learned is, how like some people, and I'm going to use this as an example, but this is no bearing on you, but just so you can kind of get what I'm trying to say, because Spirit's showing me it's not funny, but they're showing me something, a caricature of something, but of a child, of like how when you were raised as a parent, as a child, you were told, you were seen but not heard, kind of thing. And then you grow up and you realize that, when I was young, that kind of was very hurtful. I always felt unheard. I always felt neglected in some way. And then you grow up and you say, you know what? That's not how I want to raise my children, but that may be the go-to when you get frustrated, like, right? Like because I said so kind of thing. And then that causes a conflict within. Like, that's not actually proper. How can I handle this? I've never actually had to, or seen this, seen anyone actually listen to a child. So how am I supposed to actually, apply this to my life? So this would be something like that, but it's not about a child, but it may be about how am I going to, you may own a business here. You may have walked away from a profession and become a business owner. And now it's like, how am I supposed to be an effective leader when, most of my managers were kind of jerks, they were tyrants and they were always berating their employees. And so now how do I become a more effective leader? And so that may be an aspect, or this may be you and another person having a power struggle about who's in charge. That, I can control this and you can control that. And there may be some sort of problem with who's going to do what. And there may be some sort of, not necessarily a problem, but some sort of struggle with that. And so you're stuck in this until you guys figure it out. And then hidden motivations with the Emperor and the Six of Swords. Someone may want to get to a calmer place. And that's where everything is coming from. So there's an energy of wanting to be in a calmer place. And that's the intention. Although I say that it's hidden because it may seem like it may look differently to other people. Your motive may not be completely clear to everyone else, right? I think a Capricorn, you mean well. I think you really truly mean well. This looks like someone who is very worried about how they're coming across. And if you're worried about that, then that means you're on the right path. If you're not worried about it, then that's almost borderline narcissism in a person, right? When you're not worried about how you're, how you're presenting, or how you affect other people, that's like there's a problem with that person. Then there's a personality flaw, or something, not a flaw necessarily, but that's almost like borderline ego. But this is not ego. This is you saying, how can I get everybody to a place where everybody feels like they're in a calmer place, like they're in a good place, and it doesn't come off that way simply because you're not putting that out there. You're figuring it out. You're trying to get to that place, and so that you can be a more effective leader. I commend that. I commend that energy. That's very nice. And with stuck energy, then it's like, how do I do that really? Then there's a battle within. And a lot of that is coming from, like, this hidden motivations aspect is really coming from the fact that you had to leave something that was burdensome and heavy. And so you don't want that for wherever you are right now. You want to be in a better place yourself. So this would be you doing that because of what you've gone through. You've learned from it. And then this goes stuck energy. Well, now you may be stuck in a place where you're just like, how can I be more of an effective leader? And there may be a little battle within, like, well, this is what I saw versus what I felt at the time. And I'm going to try to apply when I was a follower, I wanted my leader to be this way. And this is almost an energy of you being the hero that you needed when you were doing whatever it was, right? And so friends and colleagues aspect definitely shows here this energy of you moving forward, and you are going to be able to celebrate. There's something about celebration. Now, Capricorn, I don't know if this is happening now or this is coming up, simply because the energy that you're starting today is something that is going to lead very, very quickly to a celebration when it comes to a business that you may have started or something that you may have gone into. You don't have to be a business owner. You could be like a supervisor or something like that, but this just looks amazing. Okay, so you could be dealing with an Aries, very much so. And if you're, if you're dealing with an Aries, this person has strong Aries placements, strong fire placements, and there's air energy as well. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Doesn't have to be these signs now. This could just be the energy that you're dealing with, or these could be in your chart or someone else's chart. However, this is what we've got. All right. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.